I bought another van. A little one this time.
I had a dream.
Welcome to my new van. This here is a Ford Transit Connect 2007. It's got a bit of rust. It's not in perfect condition, but I needed one for my business. We've got some rust here, and there's rust under the redone sills, so all of that needs redoing again. As you see here, this doesn't actually lock because this needs some greasing up, which I'll do today. Rusted hinge 1, rusted hinge 2, rusted hinge 3, rusted hinge 4. Just a little bit of rust down here as well. We have a spare wheel underneath, which is good. Bit of surface rust, not too big of an issue. The wheels look absolutely diabolical, I won't lie. Again, the sills need doing. So the van came with a nice rubber mat on the floor. It came with a wheel, a shovel, which saves me buying one, bungee cables, just random stuff in here. This van was used probably as a shed, I actually have no idea. I got this van pretty cheap, so, you know, it's what it is. It's not the worst, it's got a bit of ply lining. There's actually a hole. Oh, what happened here? Look at that. There's some spots of rust on the roof, but we also have a nice roof rack up here. The roof actually looks in pretty good condition, it's just dirty, but it's good to have a roof rack for the business. And that's come off. It's down here. It's here. Should we see if we can put it back on together? Whee! No. It's gonna need fixing. Oh well. So you might be wondering, why have I even bought a Ford Transit Connect? Well, let's be honest with you. I started a business, I'm making decent money, and I couldn't work out the car anymore. The car is completely full of tools and I needed a bigger space. But then you might be asking, you have another van. Yeah, I do. And I said I would buy this one once I sold that one, but I needed space quickly. So I've still got the other van. Then how many vehicles do I have? I have 4. I have a Vauxhall Vivaro van, a Ford Transit Connect van, Peugeot 206 car, and a Ford Focus car. So, the Peugeot 206 is listed for sale, and the Vivaro needs to be done up and sold. I've just genuinely not had the time. Today is a Monday, and this is my first Monday off in weeks. Like, I have been chock-a-block. In fact, I'm not even off. I'm going off to do quotes today. Like, I don't have a lot of spare time to work on the van, unfortunately, and I needed something ASAP for this, for the business. So I got this van, this Transit Connect, and it fell in the middle of my price range, let's just say. I looked at one van at the top end of my price range, a Volkswagen Caddy. It was okay condition, it had an MOT, 12 months, and it had a little bit of rust. It just wasn't what... It was too much money. It was just too much money, to be honest with you, for the van. And then I looked at another van, which was something I would have happily paid for, price-wise, but it had rust holes through it. I pressed down a little bit of rust, my finger went through it. The engine was solid, but the rest of it was just diabolical, and for my business, I need a presentable vehicle. So this van fell in the middle of that. This van wasn't as cheap as I'd have liked, obviously. I would have taken something a lot cheaper, but this van was definitely reasonably priced for what it is. It does have rust, sure. I will be fixing that rust, of course. I will be working on this van, of course. And this van has now taken priority over that van and the 206, purely because it's for my business and I need to look presentable on the roads. So there you go. This van will be worked on, probably this week when I've got some spare time. I will be doing up the sills and the rust and everything, and you guys are going to watch me do that, which is going to be cool because I'll make a video on it. I'm going to spray paint the wheels white because it's just so ugly, the wheels, I hate them. But yeah, I have a Ford Transit Connect now, and this is for my business. I can load up with tools and just work really. Yeah. So you might be wondering, am I happy with this purchase of a van? You know, it's come with a few random things, it's got some rust inside. Am I happy with it? Well, to be honest with you, it's a van. You know, I don't need to be happy with it. I need a van which is going to look good, it's going to get me from A to B, and it's going to get my job done. So it's a Ford Transit Connect. I do have ideas for it, so as I've said, I'm going to be spray painting it, but I'm also looking at getting the van mapped to just get better miles per gallon on the fuel, because I've got to think about the distance I'm going to do. They're not the best on the miles per gallon. I did have a look again at Vauxhall Combo originally, but I chose this one purely because it's just a little taller. The higher roof makes a little bit of a difference. I know it's not the high roof ones, but it's a good van, it's a small van, and I'm not going to like hit anyone in a car park, which was honestly a concern of mine. Not like I've done that before, it's more I don't want to do anything. I'm going to have my business logos down the side of it. Do I really want to screw myself up? No, of course not. I'm going to be getting all these handles and the plastic trim back to black. I have been spraying it on my other van. However, I've seen a method online where I can use heat, so I'm going to just put a heat gun at it and see if it all changes colour. If it doesn't, I'll just use shoe polish. When I do the seals down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sanding all of this, but I'm going to bring it up to here. You see this line here? I'm going to put some painter's tape along there. I'm going to sand all of this down because you've got a clump of rust here and I don't really want that. I'll match it on both sides, obviously. I'm going to sand it down, treat the rust, spray paint it with anti-rust, and then hopefully a Raptor or similar to Raptor paint over the top, just a nice thick coat to protect everything. So that will stop any future rust appearing up. On the front driver's side here, there's a little bit of a ding and some rust coming through here. It's only surface at the moment. I'm going to see if I can like just pull this out with a dent removal tool. I might sand it down, I might get this replaced, I might paint it. I don't have any plans for it yet because obviously there's spots of rust everywhere. So for instance, we have some here on the bonnet. Again, inside the bonnet looks perfectly fine. It's just stone chips which have gone away. No, it's just stone chips which have attacked the van. So it's not the end of the world. Again, I might sand this down, I might spray paint it. These sorts of little ones though, they're not my biggest issue right now. Having a closer inspection of the latches, I can see up here this one's been bolted in, but the others all have the originals, just these bits here. So I probably won't take these off, even though the plan was to take them off because they're obviously welded on here. I'll probably just stretch the doors open, sand it all down, and just mask it off and just spray paint it, and just anti-rust paint. Hopefully that will just secure it, and no issues down the line, doors falling off or something. Which won't happen, it's just me being overcautious. So what do you all think of my Ford Transit Connect? Let me know in the comments below because I would really like to know. I'm sure some people are going to say that I'm stupid. I have a van now, I should have just got that MOT'd and used it. But to be honest with you, I need a small van. I don't need a big van. Sure, it was cheap on the insurance, but a small van is just going to be more practical for me, hence why I've chosen this for the size. It's a nice van, it's okay. Just, it needs a little bit of work. I didn't show everything, like there's a chunk taken out of the gear stick, so I need to change the gear stick. And the steering wheel, over time things, you know, they rough down and everything, so I'm going to put a steering wheel cover on it. Maybe some seat covers. I haven't seen any damage in the seats, but I just want it nice. And I might add an armrest or even change it to a bench at the front and put 3 seats, who knows. But yeah, that's the van. I'd love to hear your questions. Oh, one thing that I do plan on doing with the van though is adding a split charge relay. I have a leisure battery lying about, so I thought, why not set it up in this van? I'm not going to be using this as a camper or anything, no. However, I'm going to put some plug sockets in it, and purely for work, you know, if I'm going to do some hedge trimming or something, I'm a handyman, I'm going to need power. So, putting some plug sockets in it, I can just let the engine run, it can charge the battery, I can work everything out. So, an electric setup is an idea for this van. It's not an idea for today, but it is an idea for very soon in the future. As I have the stuff lying about, I might as well use it. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see more weird stuff that I upload all the time. And yeah, adios, my mis amigos, and goodbye.
The end. Like this video!